Baldur's Gate 3 has surpassed Tears of the Kingdom in terms of rating. So let's get on into this. On to Metacritic, which if you don't know what Metacritic is, it's a platform that brings a bunch of different reviews into a singular platform and then combines all of their ratings into a singular rating and also has user ones as well. So yesterday, Baldur's Gate 3 surpassed Tears of the Kingdom for rating by 1 point when it comes to the critic review rating and not the user rating. So this is amazing. I think that very much so that Baldur's Gate 3 has a very good chance of maybe being game of the year this year. I thought that it was going to be far too niche of a game category to actually hit game of the year. I was thoroughly doubting it because while I love these games, there is a lot of people who don't like these games. You know, they're not a big fan of turn-based combat. It's a little too complicated for them. They don't like the way going through it. But even a lot of people who I know who don't really like these kinds of games have decided to try it out and are really enjoying their time. So if we take up the actual Metacritic reviews, we have Baldur's Gate 3 over here, and we have Tears of the Kingdom over here. Obviously, Baldur's Gate 3 is still not as popular when it comes to like actual amounts of sales that are done. It's still a smaller, more niche game, of course, but for its review to be on par, even just slightly higher on 17 critic rating reviews is really good. Now, of course, Tears of the Kingdom has 145 critic reviews, but that's because it's a much easier game to get like a feel of the game, to understand what's going on, to get through the game and be able to give your review. While if you play Baldur's Gate 3, even if you focus on only story, you're still looking at a huge game. And if you're really diving into all the side stuff because the writing of the game is excellent, you're going to be spending so much time before you can even get out a singular review out of this game. They were just barely starting to roll in now because there's just so much content. A single playthrough could easily run anywhere from 100 to 200 hours, depending on what you do, all the discoveries that you make, the exploration that you decide to do. There's just so much in the game, and even if you kind of think you've done everything, more than likely you've missed a lot of stuff or you were locked out of it because of particular choices on a particular run. That means that there are chances for multiple runs to have wildly different experiences every run. So that's why there's only really 17 reviews as of now. It was at 14 yesterday, so now there's 17 today. So they are beginning to roll in. User score is 9.3, and there's 3,000 of them, almost 3,500, which is really good for user score, which is actually higher user score significantly compared to Tears of the Kingdom. And this is probably because Tears of the Kingdom is more widely, pushed out there. There's a larger net of encapsulating more people. It's a more popular franchise overall to the vast majority of gamers. Most people have heard of Zelda. Not everyone's going to hear of Baldur's Gate. So there's a lot more people who have left user reviews, but because of that large, wide net for Tears of the Kingdom, it's not always something that everyone likes. And that's why I think that the user score is lower here. Not to say that it's a worse game at all. It's a fucking fantastic game. It's great. It's amazing, but it's not for everyone. And I think that most of the people who picked up Baldur's Gate 3 or picked it up because it was, popular and they wanted to try it out are genuinely enjoying their time. And I think there's a lot of people who played this one who, because it was so popular and they've loved Zelda or they've played the other ones, they went and checked it out again and didn't enjoy it as much as other games. But I still think that it's crazy that they have gotten so close that a video game studio, a much smaller one, now would consider that Larian Studios is kind of approaching being almost a AAA studio, but they're not quite there. I would still consider them a AA studio. They have about, I think, 300 to 500 employees, but they're working on singular games at a time rather than having multiple departments working on multiple games. They probably do have some people doing other smaller projects, but most of everyone was focused on Baldur's Gate 3, while someone like Nintendo is focusing on many different games. And that singular focus on this, especially since the CEO of Larian Studios, Finn, is so heavily involved in making a good and very passion-driven game that has what they want in there for it to be a good game for them so that other people can experience a good game, really shines through for the game and has pushed it to where it is to now. I made a video not too long ago where I talked about how over the course of 3 days, Baldur's Gate 3 went from 500,000 max players to 600,000 to 700,000. It has now hit over 800,000. I don't think that it's gone up since then, since we are now not on the weekend. Yeah, so its maximum it went up to 800 or 814,000 and has gone a little bit down since then. But it is, of course, understandable because we went from the weekend to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to now being Thursday. Of course, it's a little bit lower because now people are at work and they can't spend the time. But it's probably going to have a little nice jump up back on the weekend. But it's still absolutely amazing. Apparently, Sven was very surprised on the amount of people that not only played the game but bought the game. He thought that they peaked in early access. That when early access came out and they were sitting at about 73,000, 73,000, almost 74,000, that this was pretty much what they were going to be when the game released, maybe a little bit higher. He absolutely was not expecting this insane success of the game, which is fantastic because they deserve nothing but success because the game is so good. I've played quite a bit of it. I've streamed quite a bit of it on Twitch and TikTok, and I've been having a great time. I'm still in Act 1, so I haven't broke out of Act 1 yet, where I originally played in early access, but there is still a lot more things to do just in Act 1, and a lot more stuff there, and a lot more characters that weren't there before, and a lot of other choices that are now changed or different, and the relationships develop different. I'm absolutely loving it. Fantastic game. But again, I'm really thinking that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be out here hitting Game of the Year. I never would have said, hey, Baldur's Gate 3, Game of the Year, totally in the bag. Because, like I said, it's a niche game. It's a niche. And not everyone's like, freaking out about Baldur's Gate 3. But there are people who have never played a Baldur's Gate game. I've never played the previous Baldur's Gate game. I've watched them. I've seen people play them, but it was a little bit before my time, so I never got around to it. But I've been having an amazing time with this. I can't wait to see where this goes, what we're looking at the end of the year. There are still a lot of new games coming out. We still have Starfield coming out at the end or the beginning of September, somewhere around there. This still hasn't released on consoles, so when it does release on consoles around the same time, it's also going to get another huge boost. And man, it's going to be crazy. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.